Welcome to, I think, what really is something that characterizes Japan as a really unique place when it comes to cars. Like finding shops like this in the middle of, residential neighborhoods. We're in the outskirts of Tokyo, just on the other side of the river that separates Tokyo from Saitama-ken. And we are at Autosport Iwase, really famous rally shop from back in the day. Mr. Iwase actually raced countless times in the Safari and Argentinian rallies with his cars, ranging from Nissan Silvias all the way up to Celicas and Opel, full rally cars. And I thought I'd just pay him a visit because he's getting kind of on with his years. And before he shuts down the shop, this is something that I really wanted to chronicle and kind of bring to you guys. A more kind of like easygoing video, kind of take a stroll through the cars outside that Mr. Iwase owns. These are some of his private collections here, and have a look at the workshop, what they're working inside, and kind of have a bit of fun talking to him about the old days and kind of look it through all the memorabilia he has in his office, and just enjoy a bit of rally history from a man that's been through it in the 80s and 90s, the golden era of rallying. I mean, this is a guy that has raced together and with people like Miki Biazon, Walter Roll, Marco Allen, like true legends. So extremely special guy to be talking to today, and a massive thank you to him for allowing us to roam free in his workshop. So this is the actual rally version. We've got the street version next to it. Things that you just cannot expect to be seeing in Japanese residential neighborhoods. So right outside the shop, Mr. Iwase keeps some of his personal cars, race and street, starting off the lineup with this Ford Puma sitting on some Aussie Racing rally style wheels. Next to it we have a Ford Escort. This is a proper motorsport car, hence the roll cage. So it's the base that teams would have purchased to create their own rally cars. And next to it we have the street car. So Iwase-san has kindly opened up both cars for us so we can have a peek inside, including the Puma. I just noticed that this is actually sitting on some snow tires, so maybe it was used as a snow practice car. Look at the old school AP Racing calipers. Gotta love that stuff. And just how wide it was. You can see how much the front fenders are flared out, and that's carried across to the back on the rear fender. And of course, what made these cars instantly recognizable were the stacked wings. This is probably where Nakai-san at Brauwelt got some inspiration, putting a wing on top of a wing. So these cars were actually never officially sold in Japan, so they're all imported from the UK. Let's have a look inside. This is one car I've never actually driven or been in, so it's all new territory for me. This car has 68,000 kilometers on the clock. Momo Sport steering wheel. Surprised it actually came with leather seats, and it's all in pretty good condition. There's a bit of mold on the seat there, obviously sitting outside in the humidity. But yeah, simple cars from a simple era. Alright, let's take a look at the race car. These are definitely not the wheels the car came with, probably just some rollers. So pretty simple layout, stripped out, or at least half stripped out cabin. You can see the look at the back here with all the roll cage welded in, and the speedometer actually reads miles an hour, not kilometers like the street car next to us. You can see all the gauges there. Turbo boost. Fuse box has been moved to the center console in true rally style. You got your electric cut-off switch there. Alright, so let's have a look at the engine. Of course, the Cosworth cars all had longitudinally mounted 4-bangers, 2-liter turbos. You can see how the turbos mounted high up right next to the engine. Or are these 1.8? I forget. You guys let me know in the comments. Don't have Google handy today. You can see this car is running a little bit of kind of a few simple mods. The piping to the intercooler. I'm not really sure if this is a stock turbo, but I always liked how much space there were in these engine bays, pretty much allowing tuners to kind of go wild with replacing various things like bigger turbos, catch cans, and piping kits and stuff like that, and using full space available here in the engine bay. We're having a quick look inside the Puma. So it's got some Ford Racing Sparkle seats, same matching Alcantara centers in the back, and really cool to be seeing this car. Like, I remember when these cars came out, they weren't that popular. Maybe in the UK they were, but this car's pretty cool. It's got like definite aggression, wider fenders, and that stance with the OZ wheels. Where instantly you're greeted with two yellow Lancia Deltas. Very old school go-karts hanging up against some of those racks. So as Iwase-san told me, they don't really focus on Deltas or any particular car. They kind of do maintenance to anything that's kind of like European, slightly related to rally, or not even. So it's a shop that you can actually come and get your car worked on for simple maintenance and whatnot. And I've always been really impressed at just how much the Japanese are into their integrales. So there's so many in this country, and Lancia even went to the trouble of making a couple of custom colors for the Japanese market back in the early 90s when these cars were still in production. So it's not something that's happened recently. It's pretty much been a popular car since it was in production in the early 90s and was winning rallies non-stop. A Volvo rally car, or at least a car prepared to participate in hill climb races. There's a sticker here for the Cherry Park Lane hill climb, which is actually organized by Bingo Sports in Nagano. In the meantime, Iwase-san has come down and kindly removed some of the panels that were surrounding one of the yellow Deltas. It's funny, you have a carbon bonnet but you use the original plastic grills, and it makes it look like Harlequin bonnet. So this has about 430 horsepower, and this car is definitely prepped for rallying, or at least these kind of hill climb competitions they do in Japan. You can see the timing gear and all the additional instrumentation, and of course the roll cage and the color matched instrument binnacle. Look what I spotted. So up here I think are some of the doors from Iwase-san's old S240 Sylvia that participated in the Kenya rally back in 1984, and there's actually a bunch of them here. I'll have to ask him if they're all his from his old race cars, but I spot a few Delta ones there, a rear Delta door, a hatch, Ford Escort hood maybe. Alright, it's time to head up and go into the main shop area. Autosport Iwase. And laid out here across the entire shop is Iwase-san's cars throughout history. Actually, we'll start at the very beginning. So starting in 1981, the Safari Rally, Iwase's first car was a Toyota Carina, and he did it throughout the years onto 1982 with the Celica, with the Bluebird in 83, with the Opel Ascona 400 Group B car in 1984, onto the 240 RS Sylvia in 85, 87 with a Mazda Familia 4-wheel drive, 1990 with a Celica ST 165, 91 again with the same car, and in 92, and then in 93 he moved on to the GT4 RC Celica. I'm really impressed with your racing history. I think you're one of very few people in Japan that can say that they've raced rally in probably the best era of rally racing, like 80s throughout the early 90s. That was the main interesting years, basically.
Yeah, that area, but before some another people is there.
Yeah.
Biggest one. So many, but because like not so popular in Japan to like rally and race.
But your career, you've always been privateer.
Yeah, just about private.
So you did everything yourself.
Yeah, yeah. And then just last moment we get the Toyotas driving.
Oh, your last few years. I see.
So, and then too old. That's why that time also already to the like a young person program. So so that's why I must finish to the rally, the goal to rally, and then the next person to join.
Right.
So that's why. Anyway.
But
like
did you have this shop at the
Yes.
same time as your rallying career, or?
Yeah, yes. First I'm have garage in Kenya.
In Kenya?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So first time I'm going to the Australia, and also Australia have Bruce Wilkinson. He is also driver to the like biggest drivers.
Yeah.
So I working there. They coming back and then going to the again to the Kenya to open the garage.
Wow.
So 8 years working there. Then driving local rallies.
Oh, this is your old
Connect.
car. Wow.
Now recondition して。
This is now part of the Toyota Museum, or?
Maybe Kelun, I don't know, to the museum, I don't know. Many places going around.
Wow, amazing. Look at the snorkel.
Well, my
There it is.
ね。
Iwase.
そうなんです。
Wow, look at that. There's a Stratos.
ジョージに会いに行きたいんだけど、なおさら行けないな。
Next generation Celicas. The Chorokyu. Oh man, so much to look at here. So cool. Look at that.
ジョージ・ヒューリーっていないの？
The safari
George,
Kenya scene recreated underneath all the memorabilia. Well, there you go. I hope you enjoyed spending a bit of time here with Iwase-san. What an amazing guy. So many cool stories from back in the day. This guy has had the best experiences when it comes to like rallying, like racing in the heyday of, you know, Group B, going from, you know, NA two-wheel drives all the way up to like works supported four-wheel drive turbo cars like the Celica GP4. I hope you enjoyed this video. As a London taxi is being unloaded. Let me just show you this before I close the video, because this sums up Japan again. The stuff you can find in this country, I swear to God. Yes, people do even bring in London taxis.